That's all right. That's very in line with what I believe too. I believe that God has given all of us a conscience, and I guess that would go along with the same lines as the form of God within us all. And that we have that conscience given to us for a reason, and that reason is to be able to make those decisions. When I've told people several times, when you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach that this might be wrong, that's there for a reason. It's not something that you ate. Maybe it's there because something's telling you this might be wrong. So you have to use better judgment, and you have to use a lot of thought when we talk about, like you said, the force that can be there with religion, because it's not supposed to be a forceful thing. The other thing I think we have a lot of problem with this, and I think it's not just in the Western world, I think it's over the entire world, is romanticism and sentimentality that go into not only religions, because certain people, I know people that I know, when you talk about even politics, that can be a form of religion to some people. Yeah. The way they look at it, the way they accept it, the way they talk about it, the way they literally worship it. And I think that is a lot of problems that we have, is the romanticism that goes along with the teachings as we come up as from children. What we learn from each other, not so much from our faith, but from what we see around us and what we learn in history and in school and in our cultures, in the different churches or mosques or synagogues or wherever we go. But I think that romanticism has a lot to do with the problems we have. And I completely agree when you say that we need to, that religion will have its own power. It has its own power to stand on its own when it is passed right, when it is taught right, when it's not forced. Like in the Quran, it says there's no compulsion in Islam. And I don't believe any religion really looks to impose itself on anybody. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of it is romanticism that goes along with it that creates that.
I would add to that, Jerry, that I go beyond romanticism in politics and speak of the void that is left in people when they either can't connect with God or don't connect to the fullest of their potential. I think it was Lord Acton in England who said that when people cease to believe in God, it's not that they believe in nothing, it's that they will then believe in anything. And yes, there's such a variety of anythings that people can come to believe in, whether it's politics or sports or entertainment or the power of their own selves or a cosmic voice of the universe or pagan gods. And that does become a problem because some of those are not so healthy, besides just the wasting of human potential of people who really would be living far more fulfilled lives for themselves, their families, and the rest of society if they would have a good, strong, honest connection with a loving God.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's one reason I say structured education here in the Western world. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at our schools, they pretty much cannot teach any religion in schools. And I don't mean teach a certain religion, I mean educate on religions, period, on all of them. And myself, it might sound a little conspiracy theorist, but that's part of the group I'm with, with the other side of what I do here. I've actually been studying American history and politics and constitutional law and so forth for about 30 years. And I think what I see in the education system, by basically barring the teaching or the educating of religion in our public schools, is that this takes away one form of belief for all of our children growing up through these educational systems, because they do get taught about politics, about government, about political history. These are major subjects in school. But yet religion, if you teach it in school, then people here are scared that the romanticism part of it is the only thing I can say, because they're scared for their kids to be taught this, because they don't, we have free will and we have free will of thought. But along with that, there needs to be free education. And I'm not talking money-wise. I'm talking about a free education across the board so that people have a wide knowledge to be able to make up their minds within themselves. This is what I want to believe in. this is what I know, this is what I've seen, this is what I can believe in. But rather than to omit that from the education system, they need to educate in Judaism, in Islam, in Christianity, and all of these across the board. They need to teach religious history in schools. And part of that, I think the reason it is not in our public education system, a lot of people say, well, it doesn't belong in there. Well, I think it's paranoia myself. That's my own personal opinion.